Hi, Book Monster Mitch to do a video. And I don't know what I'm going to title this video yet. I'll figure that out in the studio page or whatever while I'm uploading. Um, but basically, it's a video. This is a video looking ahead to my reading and other things. So we're about halfway through August. As of recording this video, it is about 4:30 Louisiana U.S. time. Um, on August 13th, 2025. So a good portion of August has passed at this point. Nearly, or you might as well say, at least half of August is gone. 7.5 months of 2025 down the drain, but we can't look back. We have to keep looking, keep pushing forward. So, with all that being said, I haven't read too much. You know, for the year overall, I haven't read, you know, nearly what I've hoped to have read at any point, not just by the eighth month of 2025. You know, I've had a disappointing reading year, and I'm not dwelling on that. It's really out of my control. You know, I choose the books to read, of course, that's in my control. But the way the books, impact me is really out of my control. I don't know how a book or story or author is gonna, hit me, make me feel until I start reading that book. Example of that is Thrawn trilogy. Timothy Zahn, Star Wars, Thrawn trilogy. Um, it started off great, excellent, as a matter of fact. Then I really can't tell you what happened exactly or when or any of that. Just after a while, it got too darn formulaic, too, same old thing. SSDD be a good phrasing for it. If you know that acronym, um, great. If you don't know it, look it up. Um, I'm not going to say it on YouTube because I don't want to risk getting the channel, in trouble or anything like that. But if you know the acronym SSDD, you know what I mean. Like I said, if you don't, look it up because Thrawn trilogy, book one, Heir to the Empire, started off hitting the ground running, and then currently I believe I'm 60% overall into the book. I'm over 20 chapters, like I might be on chapter 22, 23, somewhere around there. And the book overall only has maybe 30 chapters, so I have, give or take 10 chapters left, because I think it might have 32 or 33 overall. Really not bad to say I read 60% of the book, but I don't know when or, you know, um, anything like that. I'll read the remaining 40%. Not only that, um, I have 40% of a book one, of a book one of a trilogy. So, there's that. Do I want to push myself to finish 40% of a book one, not knowing how I'm going to come out on the other side of that, and then still have two entire books left to finish the trilogy? Part of me says, yes, go ahead, do that, because honestly, there's a couple of reasons. Other than everybody, hypes up the Thrawn Star Wars trilogy pretty well, but like they say, don't trust the hype, don't believe the hype. And I really don't. It's just, you know, everybody says if you're upset or don't like the way Disney, concluded or went along with finishing off uh, the Skywalker saga, read the Legends novels or the EU, whatever terminology you want to use. So I did that, you know, and like I said, Thrawn, Heir to the Empire, Book One, started off fantastic. Couldn't shut up for any length of time to say how great it was. And then I don't know, I just hit a wall, or black hole, if you want to put it in space terminology. Um, so anyway, there's that. And then currently I'm reading Joe Hill's Heart Shaped Box. And that's going well. Again, I don't have the, unlike Thrawn, I don't have the hiccup where if I don't end up liking it too much, this is a standalone one and done story. So get in, get out. And then if I don't like it, I don't have to worry about there's two other books, three other books. Who knows however many other books to go. There are other books by the author, but like it, I don't have to read anymore. Spoiler. Currently, as of this recording, I'm 42% into Hardship Bugs by Joe Hill. And as of right now, I can say it's pretty good. With that 42%, I have read at least 24 chapters altogether and working on 25. I believe I'm on page 165, maybe 164, 65, somewhere in that neighborhood. So yeah, more than likely I will continue with Hardship Box, see that to the end, and hopefully, not saying when or it won't be immediately, but more than likely I will continue and be on the hunt for more Joe Hill books and stories. So yeah. Um, now, now for the part that kind of hurts me the most, but I have to be honest with myself and with you viewers. Aside from Hardship Box, like I said, I don't know when I'll continue with on Star Wars trilogy, so that's kind of up in the air somewhere. But other than that, possibly, Hardship Box may be the only book I can all the way through in 2020. That's because, I'm over 40% in there, like I said, and I don't see any point or reason I would, you know, say, no, you know what, forget Hardship Box, forget Joe Hill, I'm done. For a while, it looked that way to me, but, you know, I just got that itch to go back to Hill's writing and the story altogether. So more than likely, Hardship Box will be the only book I see beginning to end in 2025. Now, when will I finish the book? When will I finish Hardship Box? Honestly, I was hoping and would have liked to finish it, or at least be closer. within this month, within August. Honestly, I would have liked to finish it maybe in July sometime, early or mid July last month. That didn't happen. For June, I ideally I wanted to switch back and forth from Joe Hill to Stephen King, The Stand. Read Joe Hill, Heart-Shaped Box a little bit. Read The Stand, Stephen King a little bit. That being because Joe Hill and Stephen King are father and son. Be that Stephen King is the father, Joe Hill is the son. So I would have liked ideally to have a father son, reading experience of sorts going. But honestly, I stuck with Heart-Shaped Box more than anything in June and, at the very beginning of July. So if you look back on a video somewhere on the channel, I said I'm finishing Heart-Shaped Box in July. I believe I said I was finishing Heart, not that I would like to, that I was, you know, didn't see any way around that I wouldn't finish. Oops. That's all I can say. Is oops. Sorry. But then not to get, you know, personal or, sell my business on camera too much. But the reason I didn't or haven't finished or J Box or any book for that matter currently is because I'm struggling with, body pain and living day to day in a power chair. There's that. But I'm struggling in so many ways. Um, and I know I'm not the only one here that is struggling. So I'm not saying woe is me, woe book monster, any of that there, but I'm slowly but surely finding my way through things. Fingers crossed, things will get better. So anyway, and also I would have liked to have more writing done. Um, Currently with my writing, I'm still on the very first page of what I'm writing. Uh, and that doesn't include title page, that doesn't include my name on the writing or the book or dedication page, because I have the dedication page to two gentlemen that impacted my life. You know, that didn't include all that. Just just the main story from the heading of chapter one. Um, so yeah, I would have liked to have more written at this point. Just hasn't happened. Again, that goes back partially to my struggle. Um, you know, there's factors and everything. So, in looking forward the rest of this year, I'm hoping to finish Heart Shaped Box. And then, I have J.A.J. Minton's um, Discovery. And I know everybody who's read it has read it all the way through within the last 2 or 3 months, however long it's been out. So I'm probably, one of the few who hasn't read it yet on YouTube, and that's fine. That's all well and good. Like I said in a previous video somewhere, don't keep up with the Joneses. So, you know, um, but going forward for the rest of 25 and 2026, I would like to um, read Heart Shaped Box, uh, possibly read the rest of the Thrawn trilogy, um, read The Stand, although that's going to be a task. That's going to take some time. Currently, I'm only about 20 pages in to at least 1150 or so. Only two chapters down, and I'm thinking it's close to 80 chapters altogether. Um, so yeah, going to be a while. So use the strain in my voice. A spasm is happening. I'm so sorry for that. I just had to let that pass. So if you looking at the video and to see a strange look on my face with nothing being said, it was a muscle spasm. I just had to let that pass. So, um, where was I? Oh yeah, the stand is going to be a monumental task. Like I said, only 20 pages down out of 1150 or so. So we will see things I would like to read after Heart Shaped Box and alongside The Stand or Wizard of Oz. Um, finish Discovery, the first book in the Strange Eon uh, series by J.A.J. Minton. Eventually get to It by Stephen King, which is another 1,000 page, you know, behemoth. So that will be, way down the line. After I finish The Stand, I will have to catch my breath and, probably read other things, not only alongside The Stand, but after finishing The Stand before I jump into something like It. Um, I believe it's another 1,150 pages or so. So yeah, but fortunately, unfortunately, um, those are the plans for now going forward. Not only with reading, but writing and all that, and encased in that too. As far as my writing, like I said, you know, I don't want to say much of anything about a story, but what I am working on is currently book one of possibly a trilogy. Um, I'm toying with the idea if I could knock it down to maybe duology, I believe it's called, instead of, you know, three books. I know it's more material in my head than one book can or should cover. Um, so I'll see. I'll keep you updated on that. But for now, um, reading is just what shape in the state. Um, and maybe sprinkle something else here or there just to keep myself going and, so I don't get bogged down with just two writing styles. So let me know, what are you reading? What read? What do you plan to read? Anything like that. And of course, um, video games are a factor in my life as well. So, I've said what I've been playing, what I've been um, involved in as far as that. So I'm not gonna say any of that here again. So, what are you reading? What do you plan to read? Other than that, this is Bookmark Mitch. As always, love each other and yourselves, and take care of each other. I will be back soon with another video. Thank you.